All right, so joining us now to talk about this escalation, plus the latest in Israel's fight against Hamas, foreign policy expert Harley Lippman. Harley, thank you so much for some of your time today. Let's
My
start with
pleasure.
these Israeli attacks on Yemen. Is there anything, in your estimation, that Israel can really do to get the Houthis to stop?
Absolutely. As you heard just now from President Trump, it appears, if this is accurate, that the Houthis are basically thrown in the towel. They've been really punished by airstrikes from America and now heavily from Israel. And it really speaks to where force, while always bad, is sometimes necessary because it creates peace. The Houthis, according to President Trump, have now said they don't want to fight anymore. I hope this also relates to Israel. While that may be true of the United States, certainly Israel in the region also wants peace and has only attacked Yemen, the Houthis, after they were attacked. So I hope that this will bring better days in that part of the region.
All right, so Harley, let's talk about Prime Minister Netanyahu vowing to escalate the war in Gaza with this new plan to conquer Gaza. What are your thoughts?
You know, if you think about it, what choice does Israel have? They've been fighting the war with one hand tied behind their back, mostly due to the Biden administration's pressure on Israel, and because they're afraid of hurting their own hostages. But the war has been dragging on now for over a year and a half. And everybody's saying once and for all, they have to resolve this because one, the Israeli hostages are dying. And at some point, there's going to be nobody left. So if Israel doesn't do something bold and decisive now, it's going to be too late for these hostages. Second, Israel is giving a peace overture to Hamas and says, we'll do a ceasefire if you just release the hostages. Hamas has rejected that. The deal that Israel wants is that for Hamas to surrender so that we could liberate the Palestinian people from this terrible group of terrorists who've been brought this terrible destruction upon the Palestinian people. I'm sure looking back on it, the Palestinian people would have wished the billions of dollars spent on these tunnels would have been put into innovation and hospitals and things like that. So Israel is saying, if you want peace now, you surrender, we'll work out favorable humanitarian terms, we'll take care of the people in Gaza, and temporarily Israel will occupy it. But barring that, Israel is going to go in to try to destroy Hamas once and for all and free their hostages.
You know, and Harley, when it comes to the word conquer Gaza, do you think this is really a new plan as it's kind of being portrayed, or was this the plan all along?
No, this is an entirely new plan because think about it. Israel had control of Gaza. They left voluntarily under no pressure, never even got something in return from the Arab world or Palestinians. So Israel has no interest in occupying Gaza. When they were doing it, they were losing an Israeli soldier every month. It cost them a huge amount of money. And the international community was always condemning Israel for being an occupier. Israel has no interest in permanently occupying Gaza. What they want is peace on the border. Remember how this all started was Israel was living peacefully alongside Gaza, which was controlled by Hamas. There wasn't one Jew or Israeli in Gaza. And then Hamas, which was made up of Palestinians, crossed the border and slaughtered Israelis in an exterminationist policy. They killed every man, woman, and child they could get a hold of, raped women, and kidnapped the rest across the border. Only after that did Israel respond. And Hamas has repeatedly said they'll do it again.
Harley,
So I
we're
just think
running out of
Israel's no
time
choice.
here, and I'm so sorry to cut you off. We have to go to something else. But
That's okay.
hostage families are condemning this announcement of the expansion of the war. What do you think it means for those remaining hostages?
I understand them. You know, if I had a family member who was a hostage in Gaza, perhaps I'd be saying the same thing. They want to protect their loved ones. It's understandable. But the truth is, you go to war not to free hostages, but to defeat your enemy.
All right, Harley Lippman, really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.